Well, damn. Well, thank you very much. You guys ready? You ready for war? You ready for war?
Boom. Sup, everybody? We're live. Good to see everyone. Erik Everhard, world famous sports star. I do see you. Welcome, sir. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you,
Paul, for inviting him. Thank you for coming on.
Erik,
Welcome
good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Erik, man. Sorry I haven't reached out lately.
Yeah, no, good to hear you.
Go. Let's see. That's better. Welcome to the end of the year Rule Zero special, where I've invited all of my friends here, most of my friends here, and we're going to go through how the past year was, what our plans are for next year, and what we predict what will happen for next year. So before we begin, does anybody have to be anywhere else in a moment?
Not for a minute.
Why?
No.
It was like potty break or something?
No,
I need more coffee in about 20 or 30.
because then they could go first.
Oh.
You know, like that Cappy guy, he's always got to go hiking or some shit. You know?
Yeah, you know what, Cappy? You started off. How was your year?
It was good. It was kind of like one of those, as long as nothing bad happens, that's good. You know, not every year is supposed to be victory laps and all that. It was just a good, solid year. I did finish the last project on my house about 4 months ago, proving all the older, quote, wiser men wrong, that there is a finite amount of projects to be done on a house, and you can achieve cruising speed where it's just mere maintenance thereafter.
So you actually got running water and an actual toilet version.
We even got electricity out in South Dakota, Rob.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Girthy women and electricity is all the new rage in South Dakota. And no, but it was that was about it. And so now I kind of shifted into more of a, I wouldn't say quasi-retirement, but I'm a third retired and 2/3 working. So a lot of hiking, a lot of gym, a lot of poker, riding motorcycles and all that good stuff. So kind of, but that was, it wasn't like, oh, and I climbed Mount Everest and I finished my 8th book and, you know, I grew a fancy beard like Paul. It was a very relaxing year.
Okay, that's good to hear. What are your plans for next year?
More of the same. I just started my other book this previous week. So get that knocked out, do some taxes, get that knocked out. And yeah, just hike. My old man, before he dies, he's going to come out to Vegas. He's never been to Utah, except I took him there once. And he's like, is it all like this? I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. So we're going to rent a Mustang and we're going to go drive all around Utah before the old man dies. So I'm going to take him to.
Hey, let me know. Let me know when
you want me to swing up to. I wasn't going to go Salt Lake, but I can swing by if you want.
Well, you know, I need to know so that I'm not here when you come.
All right. Yeah, so I will not see Rob. I will do Moab, Canyonlands, Arches. My old man could still hike, so we'll probably do a couple hikes.
Hey, if you're out in Arches, let me know. I can Arches.
Yeah,
is
that's
only a
right.
couple
You're
hours
just
from
right
me.
across. Sure. Yeah, if I'm on that east side, I'll let you know as well, and you can meet old Mr. Clary.
All right. Is he as curmudgeon as senior or a junior?
No, he kind of loosened up after the 9th divorce or 12th divorce, whatever the hell he's on. He's like you and your Pokemon cards. He collects divorce cards.
Is that like when you've been tenderized, like you've been beaten down so much now?
Yeah, no joke. I mean, before, he was a pastor. I think everyone knew that, and he knew everything, and he was the right hand of God, and a lot of people said, no, you ain't. And then it started, there's a lesson of like, oh yeah, other people exist, and you should put them first. Otherwise you'll never get a relationship from them. And so, he's real. He goes out, he works out. He's living life. And have you guys ever been to Glacier National Park?
No.
So long ago in the 60s, he drove the red buses that they still have to this day that do the tour buses. So they retrofitted them and all that. And he did that when he was a younger man. And he never knew about like the canyons and the desert. He's only known the Rocky Mountains, particularly in Montana. So then when we did Zion, he's like, it was really cool to see this old man realize there's this whole other world he hasn't seen. He's like, well, I got to add something to my bucket list. So it's kind of cool to see someone have an added purpose and meaning or box to check off his to-do list in life. So that's kind of what we'll probably do next year or this upcoming year.
That's cool. Any predictions for the coming year? Internet-wise, drama-wise, whatever.
Women will continue to get fatter. No, I don't really have many. Again, more of the same. I haven't paid attention. I haven't done any really economic research or anything like that. I think if there's a prediction, I think if I dare be optimistic, I believe that Western people, particularly Americans, are waking up and realizing the media has been lying to them this entire time. I think people are kind of growing up. I think certain segments of the population are sick and tired of having failure, whether it's millennials realizing money doesn't fart out of the sky, or minorities realizing that you're not going to get out of poverty by whining and complaining to the Democrats. Not to make it political, but I think there's an awareness and awakening that people are maybe not going to vote Trump and bow down at his altar, but there's going to be a lot less whiny, complaining bullshit on the internet. And people are going to say, shut the fuck up. In other words, being a victim on the internet or some kind of journal saying the world is oppressing me, or that there's less tolerance, that those people are now a known entity and a known quality, and people are telling them to shut the fuck up. So I think going forward, the country might mature a little bit. I'm not saying we're going to go Argentina with Malay and have tremendously sensible economic policies and therefore economic growth, but it's almost, dare I say, the past say 15 years, maybe 20, has been insanity, where people just are all emotional and not intelligence or empirical driven. I think people are starting to mature and grow the fuck up a little bit, and the insanity, I'm not going to say it's going to end, but it will be less, I think. And that's rarely am I that optimistic, but I'm starting to see that happen.
Oh, that's good. Let's see what happens.
And Rob will continue to suck.
I bet you'll like that. I'll bet you'll like that.
Hey, he's 5'4". He's right there, man. It's like God makes you for a purpose. Okay. And Rob is
okay. World famous porn star Erik Everhard, thank you very much for coming. I've heard very good things about you from Paul. He's always very kind about you. Please take the floor. Introduce yourself. How was your year? What are your predictions? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, for those of you who I haven't met, my name's Erik Everhard. Was a professional porno actor for the last 2 decades, and now just teaching what I know to men. So, if I reflect on this year, this was a really interesting year, actually. A lot of things happened. Moved. So, for those of you that don't know, I mean, I'm out in Eastern Europe.
Oh,
moved more south. So kind of going off on world events. I've definitely been pretty close to all of them going on right now. So I could share some insights on that later. But yeah, it was planned to move out here. Then before that, had a really bad accident, breaking my left arm into 6 pieces. So that has pretty much been, that's been the last month, just dealing with that, right? Yeah, it was kind of funny when they showed me, it's like now they have so much fancy medical shit. They showed me a scan, and he's like, because I thought it was in 3 pieces. He goes, no, that was in 6. I was like, oh, okay, got it. So yeah, just trying to get that back. I'm about 95%, but I think that's all it's going to be. So
you full of screws now?
What's that?
Y'all full of screws now?
Screws and a plate.
Nice.
So
Eric, one of the things that my beer club guys keep asking me is when your second book is coming out. Because I always wave it around. I'm like, I've got a copy of the secret book.
Yeah, I know that's coming. That's planned for Q1. So I just had so many other things that were going on, and that's been sitting there done for a while. So
my guys are asking too.
Yeah.
If
you guys didn't know, his book is called The Tao of Eating Pussy. What a great name for a fucking book.
Why am I not seeing this in Barnes and Nobles?
Shocker, Drew. Yeah. Probably won't make it there, but no, it's I gave I sent a preview copy to Paul. So he's got that. So that'll be coming out Q1, and then I mean this year will kind of be more the same. I'd like to do some more in-person seminar stuff. I did some live instructional stuff in Colombia last year that was really good. So I'd like to continue doing more of that too. That's something that the guys get a lot out of too, because then they can see me work. Really.
Would you be able to fly?
Yeah. Flying's not a problem.
Give me a chance. No problems, but I'll talk to Donovan this spring with the conference on masculine excellence. Might be worth having a conversation.
Yeah.
That'd be Tahoe, Reno. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff.
What are your plans for 2025?
Plans for 2025? Really, it's going to be more the same. Just helping guys achieve their goals, getting this arm as functional as possible. And I think after the release of this next book, I'll probably sit down and write another. So there's some new ideas I've had just in terms of stuff with sexual energy that I've been playing with that I think guys can get a lot of use out of. So that'll probably be the next place.
Nice. Good to hear. Well, thank you for taking the invite. Absolutely.
No, anytime.
I do have to switch out a couple of panel members every now and then, but feel free to keep hanging out in the green room, as they call it. And then I'll put you back in when I have spots again, because I have in the background as well. Let's see.
And Eric, if you drop off, I have stuff.
This guy.
Oh, Christ.
Hey, John,
Am I on?
you keep the shirt on.
Well, at least we get our DEI money today.
Hey,
The cat dragged in.
the diversity
There
hire
he
is
is. I knew
here.
it.
The diversity hire is here. We just got more ESG points. No, Paul invited me. No, it's like 2:00 in the morning.
Yes.
I'm just
Japanese
chilling.
Viking.
So
I've got my
clearly, Paul has questionable standards.
Hey,
Hey, no, I'm on.
Rob,
Hey,
yeah, you're right. I do. I have
let me
questions.
stay. I'm going to defend my friend John. We get a minority, we get someone who's gay, and we get a woman. That is a lot of DEI and ESG points.
Right there.
So what
Mm-hmm.
are we talking about? What is it? Just like a year-end show or wrapping
This
up?
is the end of the year. So since you're here, how's your year been? What are your plans for 2025? And what do you predict is going to happen?
No, it's been a great year. 2024 has been phenomenal. And I'm heavily looking at the cryptocurrency stuff. And then we have our first time ever, pro crypto administration going in on the 20th. So there's been a lot of movement in Bitcoin as soon as after he got elected. So I've been monitoring this closely with my guys since December 23. We gambled on Trump winning, but no, it's been great. I think 2025 we're going to see a good turn up in the economy. I think things are going to get better. We had that 4 years of DEI administration, and I don't think it worked out well. So I'm excited. I'm always happy. I'm in Asia. I'm surrounded by girls. Like life's good. I have no reason to complain at all.
Well, nice. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So, what are your predictions for 2025? How shit's gonna go down?
What do you mean? What kind of predictions? And like what sense?
Online world, manosphere world, global.
Your trans surgery.
I'd say this. A lot of guys, I've noticed more and more guys are giving up. It's getting harder, and a lot of guys, I see a lot of guys checking out at a higher rate. I think a lot of dudes have just hung up the hat when it comes to girls, and they're just like porn, OnlyFans, whatever. I think this will satiate me because I noticed a big drop off in numbers across the board in all of our stuff after Andrew Tate got busted. But I think we had like a kind of like a peak in a bubble in like 2019, 2020 with the pandemic, and 2021 with the crypto too, tied into like the whole manosphere self-development red pill thing. But then I think it went, a blow off top when Andrew got arrested, and then all the companies started banning the kind of men's self-improvement stuff. So I think we're going to see a turnaround with that, with what Trump said about the digital bill of rights. That's going to be happening on day one. So I'm excited. I don't know. I'm optimistic for the future. I've never been like a doom and gloom pessimistic person. That's Cappy. That's why.
John, I'm along with you. I said I'm actually optimistic for this upcoming year. It's rare, but I see some good things happening.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I'd love to hear from Chess Rockwell. Chess Day.
Morning, everyone. How are you?
Oh, you've been all up in that news.
What? Something wrong?
They got
sounds like a Toronto man.
What? I am Chess Rockwell. Why you doubt?
This was not the person I hired.
What the? I will give. Hey, asshole! I paid you a curry chickpea sandwich and $11 to appear for me today. What the hell is this HB1 even worth? I'm sorry. I will go now. Jesus Christ.
That was a highly skilled immigrant there.
Yeah. My week has been interesting. I basically called Elon a liar and called Doge a psyop. So my DMs have been filled with some interesting individuals telling me to go kill myself. You guys can't compete with the Indian uprising. These are literal things that were written. It's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a fun year now that kind of the mask is off. About how people are going to accept their day-to-day life with regard to who they're going to hire, reasons why they're going to hire, and whether or not they think that their portfolio is worth, the extra 10% at the expense of ordinary people working. And so I don't know how this first year of the Trump administration is going to go. He's going to have to lay the hammer down pretty quick on who has real authority and who has, what I would call, I guess, the bully pulpit of social media. And with Elon and Vivek, I mean, I'm just seeing the mask coming off right now. And it's kind of disappointing, but not completely unexpected.
Fair. How was your year overall? How do you look back on it?
Oh, my year was incredibly profitable. The kids are doing good. Wife's doing good. Everybody figures this out at a certain point. And I think John's probably starting to get to that point where you can say, what's going on around me really doesn't matter. Once you reach a certain amount of money and local status, you're insulated from all that bullshit anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't
And-
referring to you, Cappy. He was referring to me as the rich person.
Nearly everyone here has more money than me.
Turn up your hearing aids there, Grandpa.
You guys can have all the money in the world. That's fine. I got my Goodwill clothes. You guys go have fun.
You see, I got 3 gold chains on. I put them on for you, big guy. I knew you were gonna talk shit when I came on here.
No, but in the larger picture, you know, it's as John would say, at the end of the day, your status, your ability to make money, and your relationship with your local community ends up insulating you from a lot of the bullshit going on in the world.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm experiencing more and more as I get older, and you know, as years of work continue to just compound on one another. That's the best way to go about it, I guess, is just to keep on keeping on, keep your nose down, mind your P's and Q's, don't get arrested. Those things normally help in life. And sometimes people don't get the simple things right, and that's why they run into problems, regardless of, you know, how much you can front for the Eastern European mafia. But that's neither here nor there.
Let's not get into that one. Any predictions for 2025 regarding the internet globally, dating wise, whatever wise? What do you see?
My predictions for 2025, at least the summer, are the same as 2024. Pain, lots of it. People have a lot of issues with their the way that their finances are set up right now. People who recently bought into real estate are not going to be in a good place. People who are trying to sell are stuck right now because of interest rates. There aren't any real buyers other than large corporate bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to consolidate single family homes with large corporations. And unfortunately, people are going to be forced into accepting that as a reality. And between that and seeing individual bankruptcies go up over the last year or so, I don't see that trend going down much. So what we're going to see is an even bigger striation between the haves and the have-nots, especially over the first 6 months of the year. And then maybe some tax policy might come in to relieve some of that for ordinary people. But otherwise, I'm not optimistic on the individual front. I don't see America's position in the world changing or anything big like that, but it's an issue at the individual level right now, and I think people are starting to get disgruntled.
And it's going to get worse.
Before it gets better, yes, it's going to get worse.
However, though, speaking of the decline and enjoying the decline, Dante, have you been, Panda? You've been killing it.
Yeah, been having fun this year. Doubled my pay, fucked a bunch of girls, got into new hobbies. It's been great. Can't complain. I hope that's the same for everybody else in the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can complain. I'm happy, but I'm going to complain.
You're not going to ruin the party,
That's right?
So, what are your plans for 2025, Dante?
Make more money, get laid, make more hobbies. I don't know. It's kind of open season for me because I have a lot of questions to ask myself, like what's the next step, kind of. So that's what's going to happen for me. I don't have a plan, but I'm going to go with it.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's good. That's good to hear. Let's see. What are your predictions for 2025 overall?
I'm not too happy about what I'm seeing on Twitter recently.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just going to get worse and worse. I don't see that changing. I'm going to be on Twitter less and less. As a result, I think, like Chesty said, the markets are going to improve sometime, somehow. Not soon, but I think it's a bottom signal for me. So I might invest more into American markets.
Ooh.
I don't know what my future in real estate is going to be. There's kind of a bubble here in the Philippines, and I don't know when to enter, when to exit. So, but that's how I think about it.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Nick, it's Augustus.
Jack boy, how are you?
Hello, how have you been, sir?
I've been fantastic.
Mr. Alabama man. How was your year?
Well, I was going to say that, I wanted to drop in today. I wanted to see a bunch of people that I, really like, but none of them were available. So I came here.
Yeah, same here, Nick.
And then I saw Rob and I was
I'm gonna
like,
have to leave real quick here since you're clearly bringing in the trash.
He didn't say that.
You knew what you were getting into when you were going to let me host.
all trash all the time, baby. No, my year was good. We talked a lot on Substack. I think you and I, Jack, and I transitioned away from my software engineering gigs and kind of went into the writing and editing thing full time. So that was my big move this year.
Can you give us a preview though? How good is Dog Walker?
It's hard for me to be objective about it because working with Ryan is such a pain in the ass, but the book itself is good. So I'm never sure where to go with that.
It's not the book, it's the author.
He keeps giving me compliments and I keep yelling at him for it.
I can't tell him it's good or he docks my pay. So I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Seriously though, there is some anger and animus there towards Ryan because a first novel shouldn't be as good as it is, and it's really good.
Oh, looking forward to it. Any plans for 2025?
Just keep pimping and hoeing, man.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Predictions?
Predictions. You came to the wrong guy for that, mofo.
What does the stump tell you?
The stump tells me to just keep on stumping.
There we go.
I'm gonna keep doing my thing. The world can burn for all I care.
Well, there we go. Enjoy the decline. Enjoy the joy. Thor, how was your 2024?
Well, it was an interesting year. Started out fantastic. Had a couple of valleys to deal with. Went to get some glasses, and within 24 hours, ended up in the hospital getting this size tumor removed from my brain as a stage 4 glioblastoma cancer. So it presented certain challenges to crawl through and swing my hammer, which we've been able to do so far. So there's good and bad to it. Unfortunately, it has grown back in full in just 2 months. And my future is next Monday. I will be getting it removed. It is operable, and I'll only be facing the traumatic brain injury from the surgery and a little bit of vision problem, but they're very confident they can go in the same track and remove it again. And that's a good thing. It's nowhere else in the body. So that's real positive, man. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too, but that darn Jormungandr keeps raising his head above the surface. We're going to keep smacking it down. Things are going well though. Even though all of this happened, I was able to go out and visit Donovan, which was really nice. I listened to MLD, and I have been friends for years, along with Myron and all these guys, and some of the friendships with them has panned out in very strong spiritual and financial ways too, which has really been helpful. I mean, when I went down with this, if you don't know, that earlier this year, my wife's a full quadriplegic that requires full-time nursing care. And everybody in this space, red pill for all the dirty, rotten bastards there are, including the Tates, they ended up and took care of all the nursing for her while I was going through radiation surgery without being asked. They just did it. Just flat out did it. I got nothing bad to say about those stand-up guys. So that was pretty impressive to me. I have just been friends with them. I don't really like to jump out and do content with them all the time, but I enjoy being their friends for many years and look forward to that in the future. And as far as coming up this year, my biggest goal is to get a little bit of recovery and then to work with every man here that wants to on the essential skills of a masculine presence, which is the encyclopedia series that goes with my original book, A Dominant Masculine Presence. If you don't know anything about it, we already have 4 books out, and they're pretty damn good. You know, I mean, Paul's is pretty freaking amazing. Every man here has been invited to do a 10 to 100 page essay and include it in that encyclopedia series. We do the footwork. So, you know, I'll be extending that to any man that wants to work on a skill set and express it to other men as a part of that series. Nothing as big as fancy as what Ryan does. His stuff is seminal and just beautiful. This is just kind of more fun, you know, little essays on the skills that a man needs to acquire. So I look forward to having enough recovery to project manage in that direction. And it gives me a chance to also interact with all these guys a little more closely than I have been. So, and say hi to Rob occasionally, maybe, or say, fuck you, Rob. You know, we're 8 minutes in, right?
Something like that. It switches with him. It depends on his mood.
Yeah, or at least flip Aaron off. I want to go out and visit Aaron too, and maybe do some camping. But
why does no one except Paul want to go hiking? Well, everyone comes in here. Oh, let's get a drink. Let's get dinner. Like, why is there no hiking? It's always something avoiding hiking.
Oh, there was one thing,
bro. They just don't like you. they just say, like, I don't want to go hiking. They just don't like you.
Yeah, there's Dante. Dante, you're in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
I'll get a hold of him. I have some questions about him.
We need to take Cappy and give him a proper Philippines trip, because I'm telling you, that country puts a smile on my face. They're just so nice.
They are.
I was walking down the street. I was there just last week, Cappy, right? Objectively, just speaking, you know, no disrespect, but walking down the streets of a third world shithole, and I'm like, why am I happier in a third world shithole?
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was in their slums, and like they were all bustling and hustling and having to go to. I'm like, it's more pleasant there than walking downtown Chicago or New York. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, when you have nothing, you know.
I need to talk to some of you guys that are familiar with
that,
that, because I need to pick up a full-time care nurse, or actually literally hire someone.
I'll take you out there. We'll find her together, Thor.
Well, we're exploring.
I'm a little more serious and pragmatic because of Missy's condition and the degradation. It is going to be a job. So
there's a chance that there's a Filipino nurse coming your way anyway. So I don't need you don't need to come over here to take one home. So.
Yeah, it would be a serious job, live-in sort of situation. All that.
How many Filipino women aren't nurses?
That's a good question.
How many Chinese women aren't part-time?
Out of all the lays I had this year, I think I've only had one that was a nurse.
Yeah,
they're
very, very friendly.
I don't remember. But yeah, a lot of them are nurses.
Cool. Drew, sir, I haven't talked to you in ages. I saw you competing. You looked absolutely shredded and jacked as hell. You won a couple of times as well. How was your year?
Pretty good. I won the Masters 50 Plus Classic Physique class in the NPC Florida State Championships, and I placed second in that class in the Tampa Pro-Am and the Daytona Pro-Am this year, which pretty happy with, because it was pretty tough competition in both of those. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm just preparing for next year. Judges told me that I would have won the other ones if I had just a little more size. So that's the focus right now. Just trying to get as big as I can while still being able to make weight for the classic physique division.
Nice.
Just training, eating more. The eating is actually the tougher part of it. A lot of people don't realize that it's like a second job. I mean, you can easily get enough calories if you're eating junk, but if you're trying to eat relatively clean food, it just, you feel like you're stuffed all the time.
Oh yeah, proper bulking is hard.
How much do you weigh now, Drew?
Huh?
How much do you weigh?
Right now, I'm about 209, 210 pounds in the evening.
And you're 5'10"?
So 5'8".
Wow,
so my
contest monster. This guy's a fucking unit.
So they told you have to get bigger. Like, you barely fit in your rectangle.
Well, my weight limit for my class for my height is 187 pounds.
Right.
And I weighed in at 185 right around there for all the contests. but I did that without having to do anything drastic to make weight.
Oh.
So realistically, next year, I could probably gain enough muscle that I can be about 190 to 195 in ripped condition at my height. But then to be able to make weight, I would just have to severely restrict carbs and water for a few days going into the contest. But as soon as I weigh in, then I can just load back up. So that's the super short version is I'm just going to try and get as muscular as I can between now and April, and then I'm going to reevaluate then. I'm nationally qualified, so if I have enough muscle by then, I will consider doing the nationals next year. If not, then I will just wait until I'm big enough or as big as I can be while still making weight. And then I'll pick some contests later in the year for that. So that's been my focus. Of course, business and everything, selling ebooks and private membership and online training and all that. But it's kind of, I've become, I shouldn't say obsessed, but a little more hyper focused on the competition. So I've been just.
Are you enjoying it?
24. It's the competitions are awesome.
MLB is
You
just
feel like
rubbing it in
crap most of the
indirectly.
rest of the time. The workouts are grueling.
Feeling terrible.
It's a grueling process, but once you step out from behind the curtain and you're on stage, that and there's a big ego thing to it. Being able to walk around in public places and have people staring at you, not because you're like terribly out of shape or anything, but
Like
because
John.
you are in so much better shape than everybody. It's a bit of an ego boost.
Huge.
That and I'm 51. I have teenage girls checking me out.
Yep.
So that's always a big and the best. I was at a grocery store and little kid grabs his mom's pants and he's like pulling on her and he points at me and yells, "Mommy, look at his muscles."
Yeah.
And she was already looking. He didn't need to tell her. But that kind of ego boost, that alone kind of fuels a lot of it. It's just, it feels good to be able to walk around looking like something out of a comic book.
It is absolutely amazing. I can attest to that too. Just last October, not this last October, last year, at 213 pounds at 10% body fat at 5'10", you're a mass monster and people notice. It's crazy. John could see. It's just like wonderful.
I've seen your photos. You were an absolute beast.
I'm at 191 now, but that's good. It's okay.
Drew, what's your daily
I've
caloric
been
intake?
seeing your Twitter update pictures. They've been going pretty viral.
Yeah.
They came into my sphere on my like 16th banned fucking Twitter account. So I see you doing the show preps. When you win, what do you get?
Just medals here. So if you win your class or if you place anywhere top 5, you will get a medal, and they'll give different medals depending on your placing.
Mm-hmm.
If you win the overall for the contest, which you have to enter an open division to do, then you will typically also get a trophy. I'm entering the Masters divisions for the older guys. I did compete in an open division a couple times, but didn't win any of those. I think I got 3rd in the Open Classic Physique at the Daytona Pro-Am. When was this? This is last year in 2023. After that, I figured, you know what? I'm going to compete with the guys that are my age. But if I do put on enough size this year, I might go and do an open division too. You don't get any money as an amateur, though. I'm competing in the NPZ, the National Physique Committee. If by some chance I'm able to win a pro card and compete as a professional in the IFBB, then there are cash prizes.
Yeah.
And you're talking maybe a few thousand, depending on your placing. For most, the top, like absolute top cash prizes for the best of the best are in the tens and hundreds of thousands. But I'm never going to make it to that level. Maybe if I started doing this when I was 20 something, but that's like the absolute best of the best. But the real benefit in doing this from a business and reward standpoint is having all the stage pictures.
Yeah.
And just being able to say, I won this, or I was top, or I was second in this, or occasionally, third in this. And the social proof, there are literally hundreds of thousands of guys that are posting all sorts of videos on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, giving all sorts of fitness advice. Most of them don't have a clue what they're talking about, especially a lot of the younger guys. But they sound confident. They're very confident in their ignorance.
Sure.
But if you can actually get on stage, and not just get on stage, but win and have those photos and put all that stuff out there, it tells people that you know what you're doing, and that if they have similar goals, you can help them achieve those too. So it's anybody who's at least moderately disciplined can get in somewhat decent shape, but getting on a bodybuilding stage that's a whole different level.
You got a lot of runway out ahead of you. Say you're 51 right now.
Yeah, and there are guys who are competing who are still in their 70s.
So I'm 61 right now. So my best shape of my life at 213, 10% was at 60 years old. So it's doable.
If you're serious about competing, you can do it. Just when you're able to start piling on the food again, and all that muscle is going to come back like that. It will come back relatively quickly once you're able to start doing everything consistently.
Appreciate that confidence. Yeah.
You should consider it. It's grueling, but it is a lot of fun. Getting out on stage is a lot of fun. And then, like you just mentioned, being able to walk around in public just looking like something out of a comic book is a bit of an ego boost.
It's a flex, I'll tell you that. Arch, how have you been? Thanks for hopping on.
When I walk around in public, everyone's like, "Who's that skinny fuck?"
That is Archwinger,
You
man.
can own it though.
That's the legendary Archwinger, don't you know?
Famous raging internet misogynist Archwinger. You get
Legendary
that right.
raging internet misogynist. 2024, man. It's been kind of a mixed bag year for our family, I guess. So my law firm had to let a guy go. We had some personal problems, and so rather than hire anybody, they just kind of gave me all of his work. And so my promotion was being the guy who doesn't get fired this year. So I've been like, under the gun. I'm pretty much at my desk 24/7, like working. It's probably on Twitter so much. I'm just constantly at my desk, like, doing crap. But yeah, early in the year, my ex-wife got into a really bad car accident. She was like out walking, her ankle was effed up and stuff. And so we had my daughter full time, which, when we have her full time, plus our now 2-year-old, we're running a bit ragged. Ended up like quitting jujitsu. I just didn't have the time or money. I'm like not going to trains. Like, why am I paying all this money? And so I had to kind of rebalance my priorities. Meanwhile, we're trying to buy a new house, but the real estate market kind of sucks ass and it's not moving. So we're getting our house ready to list. We put in a bunch of new floorings and carpet and sunk a bunch of money. So we're actually this is my boomer in-laws bonus room behind me where we got the house professionally cleaned Friday. They're taking pictures Monday. I don't know why they give us a weekend in between the two. We cannot have the 2-year-old in the house. He will like touch all the windows and like get crap everywhere. So we skip town for a bit till we list the house, but yeah, we're trying to move, I guess, in 2025. Work's going crazy. Yeah, I guess that's about it.
You're writing again, which is awesome.
I'm trying to like piss out a generic Manosphere book, mostly because I have a really good idea for some lit RPG books, but I want to see how to turn scribbles from my keyboard into a Kindle book before I try it with a real book. So I'm typing my hand at that, and anything I'm typing that like this is going to fit in my book just ends up like a Substack article or something instead. So
What state are you in?
I'm sorry?
What state are you in?
Texas.
What city?
Austin.
Okay. It's a shithole. You want to get out now? Too many liberals?
No, actually, we're actually in Southwest Austin, Dripping Springs. It's a pretty up and coming area. We're just moving one neighborhood over. We're trying to have another baby. We're going to see how that goes. I mean, I'm like 45, and the wife's a little older too. If it doesn't work out, I won't cry too much. But if it does, great.
It's the trying part that's fun.
The trying part is fun. But yeah, so we could use a newer house. I'm putting money in the old one. Like I've had to replace the roof to one of the water heaters, and we had to unclog everything. It's just the house started costing me money, like a used car or something. So I'm like, we're going to dump it on someone else and move to a new house.
Nice. Any predictions for 2025?
So 2025, this time I'm going to actually sell some crypto when I'm way to fuck up rather than holding it too long. I'm going to actually make some money. I got like a bunch of AI coins and gaming coins in my portfolio, just roll it over in a Bitcoin or something. But I'm going to actually walk away from money this bull market, so it'll be good. And
Solana?
I don't own any Solana. I wish I got in like 4 years ago or something. But no, I have like some Bitcoin, AVAX, some AIs, a pile of fetch. Like the up and coming AI coins. I have double the money on those. Once I get like 10x, I'm out. Just like sell it all and like put in all the Bitcoin or something. But
yeah.
I'm actually walking away with money from crypto this year. Everyone says it, so I'm actually going to sell some coins and make some money.
Nice.
Hopefully pay off some debts. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, I think the whole our Lord and Savior Trump is going to be kind of flash in the pan. I mean, the dude's like, pretty much an insider now. I think he has slowed down the descent of our economy. Like, we're not going to like crash in the next 4 years, but it's coming. I mean, I don't think we're going to have like starving in the streets Bolsheviks who, murder us for looking like we used to have money or something yet. But hopefully I'll be out of the country by then. My master plan is still...
data come with that outlook.
Sorry?
Where do you get your economic data with that outlook?
Where do I get my economic data with that outlook?
Yeah. Like, you think the economy's gonna continue to go down?
I think all economies are eventually going to zero. I mean, the nature of the economy is by definition a way to extract, essentially turn us into labor and consumption units, like extract value from us, keep us working, lubricate us with enough money to keep doing it. I mean, I don't think any fiat currency can eventually not go to zero. And I don't know. I mean, the U.S. seems to be moving in the wrong direction, even with our Lord and Savior Trump in power now. So, I mean, I don't have high hopes, but I think it'll slow down things going bad for the next few years, hopefully long enough for me to get my oldest off to college. I share custody with her mom, and I want to flee the fuck out of the country, go to Latin America, and take the little one and my wife there.
Rob,
practicing my Spanish a little bit.
Brother Rob, how have you been?
I'm good. How about you, Jack?
I'm great. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Oh, it was what it was. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the holidays to be over. That's all.
How was 2024?
It was actually pretty good. It's one of those things that I don't put out a lot of content because I'm not hungry, if you want to call it that. Life is good. And my prediction, what did I do in 2024? I got into the outdoors stuff very much. Camping, hiking, fishing, all that kind of stuff. In addition to fire, playing with fire, breathing fire, setting myself on fire, doing all those kind of performance things. And then, of course, like I said, the outdoor stuff. And I got into, a fuck ton of radios.
Radios.
What? Oh, yeah. Gotta have amateur radio, GMRS, FRS.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot in the CB world. I did that when I was a kid or when I was much, much younger. CB's kind of, I don't know, but ham radio, FRS, GMRS. Yeah.
That's
and
good. Be a lot of if the shit goes down, you always need a good radio guy.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I've realized, Paul, that's kind of my thing, that it's like, oh, wow, I really enjoy this. I understand the technology, or at least when I join different groups or talk to different people, and every niche has their lingo, their jargon. And I'm like, oh, I understand this. It makes sense. It's like, okay, so do this, do this, do this. Okay. I can talk to repeaters. I can talk to guys 1,000 miles away, 3,000 miles away, whatever, if I choose to do that. I'm at a point now where I'm in between with Arch and I'm in between with John. John's very optimistic. Paul's a little more, Archwinger's a little more pessimistic potentially. I'm just going off what I'm hearing you guys, banter back and forth. I'm kind of in the middle. That is the world going to come to an end tomorrow? No. And I'm not saying Arch is saying that, but I understand his point of view. Am I as optimistic as John? Not quite. I'm just planning and preparing for whatever possibilities come up. Am I going to leave the country? No, because where am I going to go? Everywhere I look, there's always, you're going to have to give something to get something. And so for me, there's parts of the world, well, the rest of the world, as far as I'm concerned, that the things I don't want to give up, I would have to give up if I had to leave the country, which means I got to stay here. So for better or worse, y'all are stuck with me. The world is stuck with me. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay in the United States. That's my choice. I do have a nuclear option if it comes to that, if things really fucking tank, but I don't think they will. I don't think, at least in my lifetime, I don't think they will. So I'm going to stay here, but it may not get better before it gets worse. I don't know. We're going to see what happens in the next 4 years or so. I'm not negative. I'm not pessimistic about it, but I'm not necessarily optimistic about it. I'm trying to be more in the middle that, okay, there's going to be some improvements. Gas prices might go down. Some other things may level out or chill the fuck out. But then there's going to be other things that I think are probably not going to do so well. The housing market, I don't think we're seeing an end to that particular bubble yet.
No, it's not going to happen. That's a psyop.
Well, you know, the whole housing price, I don't see, you know, the market crashing anytime soon, and people can have affordable housing. And that is going to be a problem for a lot of people, whether they're coming here or they're already here and they're looking for something more, or they're looking for their first. I think, yeah, luck on that, just because of what I've seen. Okay. And I'm not, you know, the expert in the markets. It's just me living my life every day. And so getting into like radio, it's not about, for me, it's not about reaching out to random assholes on the airwaves. It's more to stay in touch with the people that matter to me, that are close to me, in the event that whether it's the zombie apocalypse or it's just a natural disaster. We've seen a few of them here this last year where shit got really chaotic because of a hurricane or because of a tornado or an earthquake, whatever. Those are all real realities for me, other than the tornadoes are a little more on the lower end of the spectrum. But the earthquake and the storms, those kind of things, those are real possibilities. And I realized I need to stay in touch with the people that matter to me the most. And so if cell phones go down, or if this happens or that happens, what do you have in store? What's your plan? And that's been my year is, okay, this is a way. It's not the most reliable, but if a disaster happens, reliability kind of goes out the window. And so that's where it's like, well, I guess this is going to have to do. And that's what I've been doing. So
Rob, you just smoke a lot of good weed. You get paranoid over there.
Oh, I'm not paranoid.
So any plans for 2025?
More of the same. More of the same. I'm going to read more of Ryan's literature because he's this aspiring author, and I look forward to that. And otherwise, it's more of going outdoors, being around the people I enjoy, being in their company, getting off the internet, because, you know, my prediction for the internet is more of the same. It's more of the same, that it's like, okay, women are going to get fatter, like Aaron said. I agree with that 100%. And I'm seeing, one of the things I have noticed is guys talk about, you know, the 304s, you know, the whores. And I'm like, okay, do you want me to show you pictures from 1920? Nothing has changed.
For you.
It's changed. Yeah, nothing's changed. They're still doing their thing. The only difference is it's openly encouraged. It's accepted, whether you like it or not. When it comes to women, they're still doing their things. You want to see chicks in porn and chicks showing bobs and vagine. That shit's been going on for at least 100 years. The only difference I've seen change is guys have changed. They've gone from being, I'm all right being a cad. I'm all right with, I'm a pig because I like to fuck. Guys are the ones that are now, oh, no, I want to have morals and my standards and I would never. And it's like, really, bro? The more standards you have, the less sex you have. I mean, and I see more of that it's just like, have your standards, bro. Have your morality. That's fine.
She has tattoos, Rob.
Yeah, she has tattoos. You know, she drank alcohol. It's like, oh God, okay, well, more for me, less for you. You know, that's where I'm at. And so I see more of that in 2025. That's what at least online.
The year of get yours, since nobody else is going to get it.
All right. Somebody's got to do it. You know, somebody, it's a dirty job, but somebody's
got to do it.
Harvest is plenty, laborers are few. Like it's getting fewer. Nobody approaches girls on the street anymore. That's crazy to me. It really is. Like every girl I've talked to in the last year tells me no one's approached me on the street ever. I don't know how long that's been the case, but Jesus Christ, guys. It's pretty bad out there.
I see it in the gym all the time. They stare at the chicks. I'm like, well, go and say hi. Look, how? And then I just walk up. Hi, good afternoon. How have you been? It's like, how did you do that? Being interested in other
Just walk up and talk to them. It's not hard.
It's not that hard.
And as real quick, as in a comparison, at least with the people on the panel here. Now, I know Drew is probably not the tallest guy in the panel, but he's definitely average. All right. But he's a fucking tank. He's a beast. And I commend him for everything he's doing because he's got his obsession, as he kind of put it, with competition. And while I know Drew could probably break me in half, fold me up, and crumple me like a ball of paper, when it comes to going out, meeting people, women, all that shit, I'll stand up right next to Drew and go, you're not that tall and you're not that fucking big. Right?
I have zero doubts. I have zero doubts you could do that. And here's why. When I was in high school, I was a decent looking guy when I was younger. I did some modeling. I did a Calvin Klein ad once. I had a friend in high school who was not particularly attractive. He wasn't really well built, just kind of a skinny guy. But he had an unbelievable amount of charisma and a talent for talking to women. And we had another friend who looked like he just stepped off the cover of GQ. This guy had model looks that he's what guys wish they look like. The friend who was not great looking but super charismatic was constantly fucking different women. Girls at the time. We were in high school. I got to be careful about how I phrase that. I mean, we were in high school, so we were minors. It was the other guy, the really good looking guy, could not talk to women if his life depended on it. He was super shy. In fact, the charismatic friend was the one that finally got the model looking friend laid. Super short. He lived across from this school, and they would have basketball games. And he would go over to the basketball games and pick up the cheerleaders from the opposing team, invite them over. And he had these two girls over. So he was there. My other friend was there. And he said, okay, you two are going to go in the bedroom. We were probably like 15, 16 at the time. I wasn't there. This was secondhand. But after a few minutes, he goes and opens the door, and they're sitting on the bed talking. Just sitting on the bed talking. And so he says, why aren't you fucking? And then he calls to the other girl and says, you come in here, get in the bed. And then he just tells everybody, all right, take your clothes off. And he just literally fucking directs the whole thing.
And they follow along swimmingly, right?
They both fuck both of the girls. It's because he had the confidence, he had the charisma. He would just literally just walk up to girls and just talk to them like that. So if you have that ability, you don't have to look like a model. You don't have to look like a bodybuilder. You just have to have those abilities. So I have zero doubt that that's the case.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's something I do pretty well. And John has a lot on that too, because he teaches guys on that.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, guys are not doing cold approach. Like guys are, dude. The majority of these guys, especially guys who are watching, they are so cooked. They're not gonna end.
What are they afraid of?
They're just so terrified to talk to a girl, and they don't even know what to say, and they're trying to get everything down perfectly instead of just doing got to do volume. Just got volume game.
Well, and treat it like a skill set. Guys hang their egos up on it too much. It's like if you're trying to learn how to play pool or something, would you be all hung up on, oh, I suck at pool, I'm mad at myself, I'm gonna go home and cry about it? Like, no, right? Like, you just learn how to do it better. If you treat pickup like that, dude, like, you'll be fine.
Great example. Yeah, nobody steps out onto the basketball court their very first time and just starts sinking 3-pointers effortlessly. You have to start somewhere. You got to practice.
Not if you're 5'8", you're not.
But you know what it is, Drew? Because I'm just gonna keep it real. This new generation, they're soft. So when they get the rejection, it hurts their feelings because they're also narcissists. Because everybody's so in love with themselves, so they can't handle rejection. Yeah.
It's growing up in front of screens. So like they don't have those, we could call it social muscles developed as well. Like when we were forced to go play outside with kids and go knock on the other kid's door and say, hey, you want to come out and play, like that shit. Like we grew up developing social muscles that these younger guys don't have as much with helicopter parenting and screens. So yeah, it like violates their self-esteem. They feel weird. They feel bad. They're autistic when they talk to women. But here's the thing though, the women are that way too. They fucking suck socially too. Girl game, like they're terrible at it. So if you just get like skill sets in it, you're already going to have an edge because women suck at the social game and they have just as much anxiety, if not more.
No wonder there's such a market for all of this now.
No, I was telling this to my friend the other day. I was talking to my buddy because what's happening in America is the pool of single women is growing, and then the pool of men interested
they're also growing
in girls is shrinking. You know what I mean? So the girls are starting to get thirstier. I've noticed. I've had American women approach me in Japan, like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Well, are you doing this right now?" Because I think there's the girls. I interview these girls too when we're done hanging out, and I always ask them, like, how often do guys talk to you just randomly in the streets? Like, never. I'm like, how often do you get sketch DMs on Instagram? She's like, oh, all the time. All the time. The most random girls just getting. I've seen it. I've seen like grown ass men like sending wedding proposal text messages to these girls on DMs, but nobody in the real world.
That's Erik.
It's the reverse 4-minute mile, right? Nobody believes anything is possible anymore.
Fair. You mentioned in the private chat, like the best looking guys always struggle the most.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, because remember, I started way back in the day. So I started before there was any Viagra, any of that stuff. And at that time, you would see there would basically be two groups of guys that had the psychological makeup to be a really good porn actor. And that was the guy that had a huge chip on his shoulder from his youth, and guys that had been ex-strippers. Those were the two groups you saw everybody. And predominantly the guys with the chip on his shoulder did better.
Why is that?
Because they didn't care and they had something to prove.
I gotcha.
Like the guy that had the washboard abs, because we would see it all the time. You had some guy and you're like, oh man, this guy should be able to do it. Woodless. Not an ounce of blood ever.
Woodless.
Yeah, completely woodless. But it was all psychological.
You're a porn star? Is this guy a porn star?
Yeah, Erik. Yeah.
Upcoming.
Erik, you and I don't know each other, but your book's good. I did read your book.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I want to get the stripper. I want to get the stripper real quick. Then I take a break for the super chats, and then we're gonna go to the members who haven't been yet. So, stripper, hit it off, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
So this past year has been really good for me. Obviously, I was shitting up some snarky guy's fucking Patreon for a couple of years, and then
with a great smile, got some walls up.
Yeah, it's not even 6 feet, not even a real man. So I decided to take my bullshit onto Substack, and it's been working out really well. I have guys reaching out to me for advice and that stuff, and I find it really fulfilling because Ryan definitely helped me a fuck ton, and you can take the thanks live on air. I do fucking bad, and I've just been paying it forward as best I can, and I've got to meet a lot of people in various parts of the world because of it. And so this year's been fucking awesome. As for what the future holds, I'm just going to keep doing the same thing right on Substack. We'll see how that goes. I'm doing some stuff locally. I'm still in the same city that I went to university in, and my fraternity is here. So there is going to be a new board where we can guide the younger guys, because the fraternity, it's still the best fraternity on campus, but it's not where it used to be. So some of the older alumni are going to start a board and help those younger guys out, get them back to where they should be. But that's about
Crazy.
it.
I thought you were Asian this whole time. I don't know why. It's just a thing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so far from Asian. It's not
You know
even
what
funny.
it was? It was probably because of our talks about the West Coast.
Oh yeah, fair. I did live in Japan for a year, so maybe that was it.
Since I have Rob here, you got the applause button ready? Reinvent Ideal, Cairo Copeland for that $20. There we go. Reinvent Ideal. Thank you very much. Great to see you are all still at it, helping men with actionable information. This is still a great show, no matter what George Bruno says. Up yours, buddy.
What is Super Cuts Gandalf up to these days?
Oh.
You guys getting to like some weird There's some weird. I don't know.
George wanted to be part of the group. George just wanted to be one of the boys. But we're like, sorry, George, he's not manly enough, buddy.
To be fair, if you ignore all of his other stuff, his beard grooming stuff is good.
Okay, but let's not linger too much on that.
I've never met somebody in real life who bowed down so quickly and immediately was like, I'm sorry about what I said online faster than George Bruno at Donovan's thing in Miami that we went to.
Okay. Yeah. Not so great with the $2. Nonstop Dre, $2. Rob, aka the Meat Curtains Master, is here. Well, carry that nickname. Guys who give the super chats today, I very much appreciate it. I am going to skip out on the videos I normally do because it's going to take up too much time, but we do appreciate it. Weaponry Fitness for the 20. Thank you very much. Happy New Year, everyone. Let's get it. We're gonna. 2025 is gonna win. We're gonna keep on winning. Alex Patillo for the 5. He knows what that's about. The cool thing about third world countries is that people have real life problems and you don't hear them complain and debate what gender they happen to be. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Seeds D for the 199. Where am I? Thank you very much. Happy New Year, Jack, and the other old wise men. Thank you very much, Siege. Then we got Robert Archer for 10.
Like a 90s or 70s show at the work for this stuff with applause.
What did you say?
I said it's like a 1970s television show.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I like that era better than now. So,
Robert Archer for the 10. Thank you very much. From one cranky farmer to other like-minded bearded old guy who also can't retire. Hello from the tundra. We are above 30 degrees, sweating my nuts off. Oh, thank you for that information, Robert. I really appreciate it. Not stop Dre again with the 2. I can confirm this. Rob is the 5'4" man with the 6-foot frame. Rob's our 6'6" multi-millionaire with 8-pack abs. Say whatever you want, but he's got charisma. And
Sounds like my last slump buster.
Jesus. God damn. And we got Ghost for the 10.
The sand people.
Ghost 1978 for the 10. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to everyone, except Jack's goat and peanut butter. Cappy's got a jar of peanut butter there somewhere. The only way that dog can tolerate him. Ryan Stone, how was your year?
Dude, I'm a workaholic now. I'm fine with that. It keeps me busy. It's a nice year. Personally, great. Chesty's right in that you get to a certain point and you insulate yourself for the most part. But Toronto is ground zero, like watching all the American anger right now over the H-1B visa and the immigrant thing. And it's like you guys are, the argument in America is, dude, if we don't stop in 10 years, this might almost be as bad as Canada is today. And I'm just like, oh, there she is. But I mean, I'm running enough to get past it. The housing market here accidentally made me a millionaire, which is great, I guess. I kind of want to move up. I guess that's the frustrating thing, is that it's good, but it's hard to move. Like the what's next, every avenue is getting blocked off here. And so like, that's why I'm looking into, I'm basically at the throw the tea in the river stage right now. Talking with some people, see about getting some citizenship, see about getting to the States. Turns out if you're not a programmer for Twitter or crossing the border in Arizona, I'm trying to be very, like, I'm trying not to use a slur here. But you know the two demographics I'm talking about.
You know you want to.
It's hard to get across the border into the States. I'll just
Sorry,
dude,
Ryan, you're
you
too
have
close to being
friends.
white. They won't let
You
in.
have friends south of the wall. We'll vouch.
No,
for you.
it's the legal issue, right? Is because the ways to get over. The big one right now is I have to prove international notoriety. So oddly enough, those videos of Matt Walsh shitting on me might be my biggest ticket into the States. Which will be funny.
Oh man.
But that's just it, because here it's kind of in a weird situation where personally I'm doing well, but I'm watching things decline rapidly and visually. And it's not, oh, the world is going to hell. In our case, it was really a case of just everybody who was entrusted with like some kind of responsibility, like police to things, judges to enforce, politicians to do. They just stopped doing their job. Everybody just gave up after COVID. And it's like, yeah, you can't have judges just give up. That's not good. But at the same time, like, life moves on. You still go through. It could be worse. It could be better. It could be a lot better. There's always a new video of some normal person walking up to Joe and calling him an asshole, which is just the best TikTok right now. There's like 20 people who have done it. There's a new one. He went skiing. He went skiing here and he rented out an entire floor on a hotel. And everybody who went there for Christmas basically got booted out. Like all of his security goes to the front of the line and stuff. And so like, an entire town in Canada right now is just yelling at Trudeau openly and on social media. It's wonderful. It's a Christmas gift that keeps on giving.
Nice.
But then, yeah, I'm like, all right, so what can I do? So what can I do? Earn money, get muscles, have game. Already got the girl, so the game is
Sounds like
easy.
you're in the Masculine Empowerment Network, bro.
Almost. It's almost like John knows what the fuck he's talking about, even though it's like bombastic. It's like, it's solid.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
get
so I did
results.
3 books. I wrote 3 books: Praxeology Volume 3, The Dog Walker, and Praxeology Volume 4, which I haven't even done the desktop publishing for yet. I'm saving that for the summer. And as much as I love this book, and I'm telling you, it's great. Like, it's great. Even if you hate the red pill, you hate Rolo, you hate all this stuff, you're still going to love it because it's good as a book. It's a book that's written that doesn't insult you. It's not those 50 pages of exposition about how great the sunset is. It doesn't treat your time like it's wasting it. It's better written than Colleen Hoover, and if it sells just as well, oh, dudes, I'll see you guys. I'm in the Bahamas. And it's not even my full power level, because I wrote it as practice for the book that I wanted to read that I already have an outline for. So, like as Nick said, it's better than any first book has any right being. Oh, the second one's going to be even better. But pre-sales are out. Things are going crazy. Praxeology Volume 3 is going well. The Dog Walker, I just put it out today. We'll see how that one does, but that's going to be released on Valentine's Day. It's good. And like for all the guys who know the red pill stuff, you're going to look and you're going to see themes pop out that you recognize, but it's not beating you over the head with it. It's not saying, and then the girl was hypergamously blah, blah, blah. No, it's treating you like you're not an idiot. Like you actually get to read and enjoy books. Like I haven't enjoyed a book like this since Delicious Tacos with Now for Some Good News and Devin Erickson's Theft of Fire. Like it's enjoyment. It's actually fun. And for all you guys who are having some hard times, at least there's one thing out there that doesn't make you feel like shit for being a man.
Paul, don't type so fucking hard.
Yeah, who the fuck is assaulting the shit out of? Is that you, Paul?
That's me. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I got fucking hand hands. I'm like,
retard again.
Outstanding the
And I love John was totally right with the bubble, the tape going to jail, bubbles crashing. I love seeing it. It's the Andrew Worski in like 2016 when all the Trump people started getting arrested and murdering their wives and stuff, and Lawrence Southern got knocked up, and you're just watching it now and it's all the people that you couldn't stand this entire time. They're all dropping off like flies and I'm loving it. Who just went crazy? The What If Alt Hist just had his ayahuasca one shot. Oh, dude.
Oh,
he's talking
fuck
to the
that.
spirit world.
Oh my God. Just fuck that F slur. That guy's the worst. Oh my God.
He's the spirit world is coming after me. The guys who are critiquing us, like in Canada here, like Short Fat Otaku, he's flying off the handle too. And then you watching Myron's ranting about the Jews, which I don't know what the fuck that's about, but whatever.
It's
you know
your
what's
boy.
great? Bitches. You know what's also great? Them damn Jews. I'm like, I guess whatever on there, and Daily Wire, everybody's getting fired or rehired, or I don't know what Pearl's up to now, but she seems like I haven't heard her rant about fat black women in forever, so that's got to be a good thing for us. I guess he's not going to jail, but they did just shake him down for like 10 million, so he's got to rebuild, so he doesn't have the money to finance like goofy campaigns anymore for a while. That's fine. Bruno's fucking going off. He's giving me free advertising. I love it. I got an ad on my channel. Snarky as fuck, good smile. Somebody give me that fuck its real name. I'm like, dude, this will sell copy. So I'm happy. Everybody, and then you see guys like John. He does his job. He does his thing. He's working. He's bombastic, but he's not just outrage for the sake of outrage. You see, you're doing work for the sake of work. Nuke, work for the sake of doing work. Paul, Rob, Hawk, everybody who actually had like something other than flash in the pan outrage is doing well right now, just because of the attrition war.
Yeah.
So it's all good. And then I'm kind of with Rob. He is right. There's like America's it. That's the only place left. I have a feeling I would love it if Trump took us in as the 51st state, dude. I would leave it.
And I would be honored to call you a North Montanian, fellow North Montanian.
I will make a photo op just going to Boston and dumping a bunch of Tetley tea in the river just for the process. Like, just
yes, that would be fucking glorious.
Listen, Ryan, I'm organizing the troops right now. We're going to invade, and it's going to be cowboys and Indians again.
Liberate, not invade.
What are
It'll
we
be like
invading?
when you guys went into France, not like when you guys went into Germany.
Ryan, any further predictions for 2025?
You know what? Everything's the same. More. It's just more of the same. It's extravagant of the same. Yeah, the guys who aren't having sex are gonna have more not sex. The guys who are having sex are gonna have more sex. The guys who are making money are gonna make a lot more money. The guys who are not making money are gonna make a not more money.
Yes.
But that's the thing, right? So you have to, if you're declining, you're gonna have to make some drastic changes. That much is obvious. What's there is not working right now. I don't know, move, go where you're better treated, different money, do crypto, play the lottery on like the Hawk Twa coin, whatever the fuck you got to do. Just do it. Join the military, fuck whatever. Yeah. But for those of you doing well, the problem is like individually well, but societally bad. That's psychologically, it can't help but affect you. Like, dude, I get miserable as fuck if I watch too much Canadian TV because I'm just like, oh, sorry. They fuck up my burritos at the store. They fuck up my coffee. My people that I know at work here, they've worked in Fortune 100 companies. Their entire office. It used to be, we used to brag about, yeah, it's all women and gay guys here. All the white men got kicked out. Now they all got kicked out, and now it's all our version of LMIA, which is what H1B is. So it's a big demoralization thing. But if you can keep it in your mind that like this is a problem, but you've worked at isolating it from yourself, and you keep that segregation between your shit posting outrage and what your actual life is entailed, I think you'll do well. At least I will. And then beyond that, just some big family things on this side. And I might have to buy a new place in Toronto before I get down to the States, which I'm not looking forward to because that's like financially that's going to suck. But I mean,
why Toronto? Like, why do you need Toronto?
Yeah, it'll be in Toronto. That's the
But
thing,
why?
right? Like my girl, she actually has a really good job here, a really good career.
Oh, so that's her job. Okay.
So from all of those situations aside, it's like we don't want to give that up, and it's worth paying a little bit extra. But yeah. But these are like adult problems. They're problems you can work out. And worst case scenario, oh my God, I'll have a time lapse of my living room, which doesn't have a view of the CN Tower. It might be like Rich's, where it's just like, a parking lot. But whatever. And then in 5 years, I'll make a bunch more money. The housing market will continue to absolutely destroy itself. And $300,000 later, I'll get a chance to move to the States and buy something in Chicago outright or Montana outright, or and then just sit there and yell at anybody in my lawn and pull out a gun if anybody steals my Amazon packages. Like, what's not to love?
If you're coming south, Ryan, if you're coming south, Chicago's not it. Just say.
Well, I'm still researching on the where. It's on the short list.
The Montana or
Tennessee.
If you want to be, butt buddies with, Aaron, you can go to South Dakota. That's fine if you like. But
if you go to Chicago, you have to come correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
North of the
I want to have I want to have a boot camp in South Dakota. I want to go pick up a girl in South Dakota. That would be so fucking fun. I feel like.
Just saying, Ryan.
There's hot girls everywhere. These American places are, and it's like, dude, do you realize that that's better than every Canadian place right now? Like, it's no matter what I do, it's an upgrade.
I understand, but Ryan, I just have to say, Chicago is South Toronto. Okay, it's just south of Brampton.
Yeah, I know where it is. It's not
with
even
a lot
Toronto
of crime.
Anymore. Do you know everybody always like, oh, at least Canada's
Way
safer
more
than
crime.
America. We're not anymore. We
It's
just
like the
had our
murder
crime rate
capital
up.
of the U.S.
Yeah, we're the murder capital
Chicago's
of
definitely
Canada
a place
right
for
now.
murders.
I was this
No.
close.
If you want to practice murdering, you could go to Chicago. They just want to warm up. It's
You
good.
guys really don't get it. Like, we're
Go there,
arguing
like,
against the
once a month.
90s.
Chicago
Toronto in the 90s was
is
that. Toronto today
Canada
is
light.
not.
Well,
There's
listen,
a crime index I look up right
in
now.
America, if you wanna live in a safe place in America, you have to go to the most racist states. Those are the safest places to live.
Yeah, come out to the cow pasture. It's pretty racist out here.
Honestly, the 13
I'm telling you,
colony areas,
Montana, they'll be like, what are you doing here, darky? But
well, that's why I like places like Raleigh and that. It's like the original Civil War places. I think those would be good ones too. But, whatever. It's America. I see Rolo pack up and move to a different state like every 6 months. Can't you guys just do that there?
Yeah, you can.
Like here,
Yeah.
moving province to province is a big deal. There, it just seems like
Really?
fuck
That's a
this
big
place.
deal? That's weird.
Yeah. Well,
Why?
keep in mind,
That's so
just for
weird.
selling this place, 10% of the value of it is lost in fees and taxes,
Oh, God.
not including the 5%
Dude,
for real
fuck
estate.
Canada,
so it's like,
bro. And I hate to say it.
yeah.
I love Canadians. I grew up around
We're really big on hurting people that do the best.
I went to
Yeah.
Canada
Shut down
one
the
time. That was Toronto. I was like, I've seen enough. I do not need to come back here.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, but you did so much weed, you almost killed yourself. So,
But gentlemen,
I mean, that's kind of that's a skewed.
I will say there are some
I was
hot
had
white
to come
girls.
save you and shit.
There's some hot white girls, but other than that, it is like depressing. Like it has like a dystopian vibe to it. I don't know. When I was there,
Well, you caught it right at the beginning of when the major decline stopped. It was like 6 months after we fell off the cliff is when you got here, and since then the cliff just there is no bottom to it. It's
no, the
pretty
vibe
crazy.
is just off in Toronto. The vibe is not good. The vibe is not good.
Dude, we just had an Indian guy in a garbage truck run like Spadina and King, and he broke all the cables, so all the streetcars don't work, and now traffic is backed up, and our
Oh,
main
wait,
boulevard is
so that guy's gonna be governor in like 4 months.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
But okay. Even though I love
So that
hearing
predictions,
about
everything is going to be an amplified version of what we have now. Plan accordingly.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, and the book is fucking awesome, dude.
I know. I'm looking
if you
forward
read
to
for
it.
Fun, fucking read it. I'm not even bragging because I'm like I want you to buy it. I'm bragging because it's good. Not even that one. That one's fun, but the new one is fucking great.
I'm looking forward to it.
John, is it good to like shit your own product as you're a bit doing the new one, or should I be like Like Prax 3 is good, but Dog
Yeah,
Walker is
you're
fucking
gonna have to
amazing.
book a consultation for that advice, there, pal.
Red Hawk, I know you are short on time and not have the best internet. How was your year? What are the plans? And what's the prediction?
Oh, the year was good, man. I'm home for Christmas, so I'm away from my command center right now. But the year was great. The company's going well. I'm going well. Things are good, man. So can't complain too much. Did a lot of traveling this year. I clocked over 35,000 miles on my truck. Went to 33 different states. So did a lot of traveling. Did a lot of hiking. It was great. Can't complain.
What kind of truck you got? Did you break down?
No. Ram 1500.
Yeah, and you went how many states? 33 states. How many miles is that?
Yeah, around 35,000.
Wow. What year is that? 1500?
17.
Okay. Wow. No breakdowns. Nothing. Eh?
No, I take good care of it, man.
Dodge Rams are good though, man.
No. That wasn't like trying to be an asshole. How much did you spend on gas on that trip?
Nah, a few $1,000.
It's worth it though, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you bang 33 girls in those 33 states, or?
If not, you better get back out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Get back
it's not a
out,
real
right?
road trip. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it the 50. It's bang a girl in every state.
But what are the plans? What are the plans for 2025? Oh, Glory Club's great. I mean, it's been very productive. I see it's growing. What's the future like?
So last year we had 2 chapters around the country in January. Now we're up to 20. So we've had a huge year. It's expanding like crazy. Several hundred members now and fraternal organizations all over the country. So it's awesome. Obviously, we were all excited about what went down in November with the Donald coming back into office. We'll see how that goes. I got pretty high expectations. We'll see if he comes through with them.
Any predictions for 2025?
I mean, that will be pertinent to the guys that are actually listening to this conversation. I've already seen it. Like literally the week after the election, all the women basically got the social cues and it's okay to be right wing again. It's okay to like Trump. So you'll see a lot more of that. There'll be a lot of people who saw which way the wind was blowing and are going to come on side now. So are you going to have to hide your power level as much with saying you're like a right winger or Trump supporter? No, it's not going to be like that really that much anymore. So I guess that's the only important thing for people listening in on this one. I mean, are we going to get a reduction in immigration? Probably on the illegal stuff. Hopefully, if we beat Elon into submission, he'll stop complaining about H-1Bs because none of these fucking people should be here. But it's a start. The economy will be good. Hopefully, the housing crisis, we'll get adjusted a little bit.
Out of America.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well,
So-
good to have you here. Good to have you here. Glad you could come on. Paul, you're short on time. Hit us. How was 2024? And what's
2024
going to look like?
2024 was really awesome. Went on some really good trips with Nurse Chick. We went on a pretty epic motorcycle ride this year to Salt Lake City to go see a wrestling show, which was the first time she's been on a long motorcycle road trip like that. I released my second book. I was trying to catch up with that son of a bitch, Ryan Stone, but I just fucking can't do it. That guy, he's the world's best red pill couch, So
heavyweight.
He's a heavyweight in the field.
He's scoring too.
I just got his latest book for Christmas. Nurse Chick got me this for Christmas just to rub it in my face, which was nice of her. I really started getting serious with coaching. I hired myself a business coach and started working with guys in dead bedroom situations, and that's been really rewarding.
I noticed you niched that down. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, well, that's what my
coach,
business
man?
coach told me to do. Yeah. What's that?
Who's your coach? Don't mind me asking.
His name is Nicky Ballou. Nicky Ballou is an interesting guy. He actually coached some Olympic gold medalists and stuff. He's written several New York Times best-selling books, and he could sell a fucking ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves, and that's what I needed to learn, And then his business partner is a guy named Mark Von Musser, who used to be the head of sales for Tony Robbins, and so that just working with those two guys has just been really eye-opening for me. And so I'm going to be taking that into the next year. My goal is to actually be doing this full time and get rid of the day job. And in fact, I'm heading up Ryan's way in April to go to an event that they're having up there. And so that should be interesting. May be my first time in Toronto. So that's one thing for next year. Nurse Chick and I are going on the Chris Jericho cruise next month. I've been looking forward to that forever.
Nice.
Wrestling themed cruise.
Nice.
Holy shit.
God bless the USA.
It's such a fucking American thing to do. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I love America.
I've always wanted to hit that up, actually.
Yeah, and so then another thing too is I wrote another book trying to catch up with that fucking Ryan Stone guy. I just fucking can't do it. But I have a book coming out. I have it set to pre-release on Kindle. That's in review, but otherwise the book's going to come out January 3rd. I'm still working on the audio version of that, but that's going to come out a short time later. That's called Get Her to Fuck You Again, a Red Pill Guide to Fix a Dead Bedroom. And that's going to go hand in hand with what I'm doing with my coaching program. So if you guys, or you want to try it on your own first, the book's going to be available to go through that. And then when you have a hard time doing it on your own, then I'm your guy to come talk to.
Nice. Any predictions?
I don't really do predictions. I'm terrible at that. I'm not good at spotting trends. so I'm really just more focused on myself and working on what I can do in my own life to move the needle for me. And really that's what it all comes down to from a red pill perspective, right? Is what's in it for you and doing what's best for you, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Sean, great buddy. Met him via Nuke on Twitter. Awesome guy. How have you been? How was your year?
My year.
Your screen is. Don't see the cam, by the way.
No, I'm having to use my my computer webcam. I didn't bring my actual stuff. Everything's in storage right now. Here. Let me just do this instead. Boom, right there. Just do that.
Oh, bring your pixelated face back on here. You're all right, buddy.
all right. So John insisted. No, so
I met this guy in Japan. He's a good guy.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up because I'll actually be back there next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll be there from January 2nd to the 14th.
I might be in Hawaii. I'll be back for the 6th.
Oh, dopeness. No, so this year it had a rocky start, but then sometime around January, everything started to come up. So I work as an insurance adjuster. One of the guys that Jack brought on, Steven Story,
he's invited, by the way. I hope he shows up.
He had taught me insurance adjusting like back in 2020. Been in it ever since. It's been fantastic. And but this year I made some changes, and I don't, and by the way, this connection's kind of bad because it's raining here. Sorry about that. This year started off bad, but then by the middle of the year, it turned out great because I said, you know what? I'm going to start changing some stuff up. Instead of trying to work at the desk all the time, I'm going to go outside and actually work outside, climb roofs, go to people's houses, and work things out. And they worked out for the best. I was able to go to Calgary this year because they had like a nasty hailstorm. And then I went to Florida twice, once for a flood, and then the other for the winds and stuff. And I've made the most money going outside in that short amount of time than I did ever working inside.
Nice. That's good, I guess.
But in terms of stuff outside of work,
I've been money, Jack. He's making big money too. He's not selling some Patreon for $5
and a G5 airplane.
Shit, man, I kind of want to. I was hoping I could make more of that. Even more money doing so, but that's just the nature of the business. Hobby-wise, I got into Latin dancing. I got Nuke to thank for that.
Yeah.
And everything. He really showed me the ropes on doing bachata, merengue, and stuff like that. And I said, okay, let me try this out. And getting sexy hobbies, adding them up, boom, I'm happy with that.
Cool. That's awesome. Any predictions for 2025? Oh, Eric needs to go. Eric, absolute pleasure meeting you. Absolute pleasure. Thank you for hanging out with us, and all the best for 2025. You too,
You're
Jack.
welcome.
It's
soon, Eric.
2 o'clock in the morning. I'm in Tokyo. I'm gonna go to bed. I've been up all day.
Chat soon, John.
We'll talk soon.
Take
Yeah,
care,
I'll
man.
hit you up.
Yeah.
Paul hit you up.
All
right,
And
later,
if you don't
brother.
like me,
Eric,
fuck you. I
John.
don't give a shit. My life is amazing. I'll see you guys later.
Come to the dragon ship.
Good meeting you, Eric.
Eric.
Yeah,
meeting-
pleasure,
Here's the
guys.
dragon ship.
Now, I'll answer that one question for predictions right quick. I predict that I'm making a transition over to LinkedIn for like video, for my main thing, which is video media production. Work with a couple of clients, make about five figures a month working with people. That's on that side. And then for the travel side, since I'm going back to Japan, I'm really going to start putting a focus on coaching more people about traveling, coaching them, and let them know, say, hey, just because you're this, that you're not going to make it, and to show people, say, hey, just don't be a dumbass when you travel. Don't be like Johnny Somali, going wherever it is you want to go. Don't be like all these people over dancing on trains and shit. I just go over like some simple basic stuff. And stuff.
Yeah.
I've helped out so many people in my 8 years of traveling in Korea. So many people say, oh, hey, we went to Korea because of you. And I said, all right, cool. Let's see if we can bump those numbers up.
Awesome. That sounds great, actually. Pretty dope. Sean, thank you for making the time. Stay as long as you like. If you
Absolutely.
you have to go. But again, thank you for making the time.
Can I plug right quick?
Oh, dude, go ahead, man. Floor is yours.
So here I'll put in the comments. Can I? Oh wait, damn, I can't do that. Yeah, so you can find my travel stuff, Sean on site with my name right there. That's my name.
Oh, I can make you a mod. I can make you a mod, and then say something in the chat. I'll make you a mod, and then you can post all the chats.
Okay. Yeah, so
All
you
the
can
link.
find my travel stuff, Sean on site, right there. And then I have like more mindset and travel advice stuff called Sean at Home, where I'm just sitting at my desk. And then for insurance adjusting stuff, I have a site called Insurance Adjuster 101, where you can find out more information about insurance adjusting. This is only for people in the USA. So we got that down.
Yeah.
I'll post your link tree in the chat. There we go. Got it. Boom. Sean's link
Beautiful.
tree is in the chat.
Hey, Jack, thank you guys. Thank you for that. And it's a pleasure meeting up with all you guys.
Small effort.
Yeah,
Glad you came on.
All right, let me get on that.
I got a prediction for 24, and then I got to get ready for the dragon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so something interesting, a lesson that maybe all of us can learn or at least observe. I've experienced it in my life as well. But during 2024, we got to see something really interesting with the phenomena of Donald Trump and masculinity. I believe that my prediction is masculinity has been on the rise again. We're going to see that become quite popular due to how they divided the genders during the election. But what you're seeing with Trump, expressing this masculinity, is you'll see a lot of guys attracted into it. He is in a position that I was in myself when I first became an inspirational leader in a large organization of power linemen. And I came into the organization as a leader and wanted to be everybody's friend. Hence Trump's first term, right? Let me be your friend. Let's get things done. How'd that work out for him? Not so good, right? And this happened to me too. It didn't go so well, very error prone. The second time I came into an organization as a leader, I came in as the new sheriff in town. What a difference. Success within weeks. Now, it looks to me like President Trump has assembled this team to become the new sheriff in town. This is a hell of a strategy because people hate it, but it gives them guidance and it makes them feel comfortable with where they're going. I don't know if anybody can notice, but if you just kind of take a look out there, there is, I don't know how to explain it, but there's a spirit in the air just listening to people. You don't have to talk. Of very positive hopes, not just for America, but for all those around that are involved in this. It's an interesting phenomena. And I recognize it from when I took over an organization and came in a little bit more hardline, but fair. So it's interesting to see if this experiment pans out. But my prediction is this will go very well in the long run for the economy and for those that pay attention to it. I think that lesson's out there. Anybody ever experienced that in their leadership lives? Anyway, I think it's out there. You can feel it in the air, so to speak. That's my prediction. Watch for it.
Cool. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
We'll see.
Small effort, Thor. Good to have you here today.
Thanks, sir. See you on the dragon ship.
Nuke, my boy. How was 2024?
Lots of work. Lots of responsibility at my job. So got to work better. Got put in charge of a lot of the popular race to talk about on Twitter right now. Got to learn a lot about that culture. I have my opinions on that, but I like my job, so I'm not gonna say anything too crazy. Got better at writing. My writing's still kind of mid, but it's fun to write, fun to like put it down, be honest with yourself and be honest with your followers. So that's good. I feel like as well, I've kind of, I would say, matured in terms of like how I see like women, myself, and all that. I really realized like you can't play Captain Saber, bro. Like I know Rob told me that like eons ago, but the whole Captain Saber, bro, and it was not with my followers, it was with people in my own life. I struggled to like help them, and they just wouldn't. You throw them the shovel. Hey, here's the shovel, so you can dig this hole, and they'll throw the shovel right back at you and start digging with their hands. So, yeah, a lot of personal development in my life. Tadashi's getting big, and I don't want him to grow up. So, yeah, and yeah, I mean, nothing much. My predictions for 2025, it's going to be boring. That's what I think. No one's mentioned that, but it's going to be the most boring year of our lives. Really, I just don't think it's going to be absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely boring. We're going to be like, can there be some murder hornets, or can some OnlyFans girl bang 1,000 dudes, please? Like, come on, something, because it's just we've seen it all at this point. Like, what else can happen? They've been threatening World War III for the last 10 years.
10 years. 10
yeah.
years. Nuke, you're young. Okay.
I'm young. Yeah.
Yeah, you're young. 10 fucking years. All right. Okay.
Yeah, and then I know like there's the divide between like guys that are, like Ryan was saying, guys that are good and figured it out, and they're just gonna keep doing better, and the guys that are not. But for me, it's like I see it more as like the guys with parasocial relationships and abstractions, like your homaths of the world. They're gonna be online like angry at abstract people and abstract concepts, while the guys in real life, like Sean, he's going to meet up with me. He's going to see me dance and be like, hey, I'm going to try that too. And that's it. He didn't bring anything about race or being black or like height or anything. He just said, hey, I'm going to try this. And people like that are going to be the ones that are going to come out on top, because it's boring, right? Like online talking about abstractions 24/7, who should do this and do this, that. And then my final prediction is that it's going to be the year of the rug pull too, right? People got rug pull with the Haktua stuff. They got rug pull with Elon's crash out now. People, like, their naivety is going to be exposed. And I think most people are mad not because of what Elon's saying, but more is because they feel stupid that they have trusted somebody. And I'm like, it's just like every 4 years, we do this again and again and again. Not only that, we do this with everything. Like we believe that we invest our life savings into people whose claim to fame is spitting on a penis and being playful about it. And then we it's just like, again, it's just going to be the year of the rug pull. People are going to completely be duped over and over again. And it's going to be a boring year. And that's good. That's good for me, because I want to grind. I want it to be quiet. I don't want to have to move anywhere. I don't want to have to like lose my guns in a boating accident or anything like that. I want it to be quiet, boring, stupid year where dumbasses get, rug pulled, and I'm just going to laugh and do the same thing. That's all I got.
Nice. Glad to have you here, buddy. Gov, how have you been? How was your year?
It was excellent, man. It was. I always aim for, trying to be better than the previous year, and this year definitely did it for me. I started that new job where I was working with NASA, and then they decided to move me up to Dallas to work with another sector in the government, and I'm having so much fun with that. Moved up here with my girl. We're having a great time. And I get to spend more time pursuing goals.
weight goals, cardio goals. Y'all know how I do my cardio, through my gaming, those that know me. But it works. But it's been a very good year, probably one of the best years for me since probably roughly 2017, 2018. So great improvement. And as for predictions, I'll get to that too. I'm on the same boat as Rob, where I'm kind of like, I want to be pessimistic and optimistic kind of at the same time, kind of in the middle, because the election really gave me a lot of optimism in a sense.
It's called realistic.
There you go. Yeah. So more realistic. So I've got the optimism from the election recently. It was very nice and very satisfying to watch, especially after the last election where I very wrongly predicted it. I thought that was going to be a total, landslide, but we can talk about why that is otherwise. But then, the pessimistic side, of course, nothing's really vastly improved probably in as long as I've ever watched politics and studied it, for at least 2 decades now. It's always been the same. It's always been, we put our faith in people that, we think that we should put faith into, and they end up surprising us with something by saying something they don't like Nuke said with Elon. Everybody's, going, oh, he's a traitor, we need to kick him out of the country, So I'm just going to kind of kick back and watch. And I like to say that being more pessimistic leaves room for a pleasant surprise if something positive happens. So I'll stick with that ideal for at least for the time.
Good to hear. And last, but certainly not least, Paul, how have you been?
Me?
How was 2024? The big guy with no neck.
Not whatsoever. Well, 2024 was okay. It was kind of stagnant for my business. I'm having to figure out how to internet market better. I feel like there's something missing when it comes to my YouTube channel, particularly, and I don't know what that is. So I'm looking at ways of going around it. So like as far as predictions, I'll just move to that. Like 2024 is good though, but it's pretty much just like any year for me. It was fine. So predictions though, I think like the economy, just due to confidence, is going to improve, and we're going to see some more stability to international stability and stuff like that. That's going to improve like consumer confidence, at least for the year. I don't know. We'll see how long it lasts, right? I think we're getting social corrections with the woke stuff. So you're seeing all that, which is good. You know what I mean? People can say what they want a little bit more now and not worried about being shamed and canceled and all that crap. From as it applies to like stuff that we do, because we all have a presence on the internet. I think that AI is accelerating, and what it's going to do, it's going to be a lot of just oversaturation of AI driven marketing with sensationalism and bilateral thinking, and this girl banged 1,000 dudes and this thing happened, like, oh, fucking the word, World War III is going to happen, like whatever. Like it's just going to be an acceleration of more of that stuff where people are going to be oversaturated with it. And so I think the new currency is going to be authenticity. Like, so when I have a community, for example, and a guy can get on that community and interact with me as a real person and get answers to problems, know that it's not a chat GPT answer, right? Or if they can buy a book from, Podcast Paul or Ryan or something like that, and they know Ryan wrote the fucking book and it's not something he ran through AI to produce it or something, right? Like that authenticity, I think, is going to be what people start looking for because of the acceleration of AI. They're going to be like, well, I don't want this shallow, hollow, computer generated answer from algorithms on the internet. I want actual real advice from people who are experienced and people who know what they're talking about. And I want to, and we're social animals, right? So we want to have real interactions with real people, and we're too busy simulating that over the internet. Like everybody's living a goddamn simulation right now. And I think more and more people are going to crave that human connection with other people. You know what I mean? And so from somebody who you know, we all have different ways of kind of helping men out, you know, and helping men do better, whether it's fitness or game or just lifestyle or whatever it is. And I think that authenticity is going to be the currency. You know what I mean? So I'm
No,
hoping
it is. It is. You see that on Substack a lot. You see, like, there's a lot of follow shit going on. I mean, Stripper can attest to this. We see it all the time. And just very generic. What's it called again? God, Stripper, help me out here. What do you call it? Tortured intellectual.
Oh fuck yeah, that's pathetic. There's also like there's so many fucking grifters too. Like I see it all the time where you can tell that they've absorbed. Well, okay, they haven't internalized the material. They've read a shit ton of it, but they're getting slight nuances incorrect, and you can tell it's just them hoarding information and regurgitating it. But because they haven't internalized it, practiced it.
99% of fitness influencers, they read a bunch of shit, they parrot it, and most of it's wrong, and they have no fucking idea how much they don't know or how much of what they think they know isn't just wrong but completely backwards.
Oh, I fucking believe it.
They're stealing. They're all stealing from each other. We see that in the dating and relationship space, you know, persuasion, human behavior stuff. Everyone's just stealing each other's shit. You know what I mean? And I openly put stuff out, and I'm fine with people stealing it. To me, it's open source. My value behind a coaching paywall isn't information. Information is no longer a currency anymore. Like, you know, if somebody's gonna, if I'm overstepping anything, Drew, tell me. But use you as an example here. I assume people get fitness advice from you, or at least they fucking should, because you're pretty jacked, right? So someone's gonna get fitness advice from Drew, right? It's not information. They could Google a workout program and get 50 workout programs, right? Like, they don't need you for the workout program. They need you for dialing that program.
They want one that's actually sensible. But I think I see where you're going with this.
That's exactly right, because you're going to dial it into that person's needs and goals, right? It's getting rid of the information that's the currency. There's all the information. There's, you know, millions of pages of information on working out. But what is going to help that individual person? That's where you need an expert to help decipher that code for you. Right.
And that word individual is probably the most important part. And something I tell people all the time about exercise, and this probably applies to everything everybody else does here, is that there are principles that are universal, principles that apply equally to everybody. But the best application of those principles can vary a lot between individuals, depending on their goals, their capabilities, and what circumstances they find themselves in. So one set of principles can be applied in 1,000 different ways to 1,000 different people. And the problem is when you get somebody who doesn't understand the difference between principles and the application, and they find one application that works for them, they assume that they found the answer when they have no clue how much they're missing.
Everything's a nail when all you have is a hammer.
Yeah. Well, right. And so, you know, in some sort of a coaching environment, for example, like with what I do with, you know, goal setting, mindset, and relationship dynamics and dating and stuff, right? It's like, it's not the information. They can get all kinds of information, a lot of it bad advice on relationships or dating, right? They can even get good information too, but then they run into that nuance of my wife or girlfriend is doing this particular thing, and I have 15 different answers. Which one's going to work, you know, helping them decipher what works for them, and then having that accountability so that they do the thing they're supposed to do, and having, like, for example, a community where they're accountable, or a program or a coach or something. Like, these are the things that we provide. It's not information is easy to come by. It's dialing it in and having that accountability, having that behavioral plan, you know, and then when they run into obstacles, which everyone will run into obstacles when they're trying to fix something, you're there to help navigate the obstacles. That's what our value is when we're helping people. And that's where that authenticity is. Whereas AI chat GBT generated advice or people ripping each other off on YouTube doesn't get somebody that, which is why they still don't have results, right? Like they binge watch all the shit and then they look the same, they sound the same, they're getting the same results everywhere. It's like, fuck.
When you've been doing this for a long period of time, you have helped a lot of people solve a lot of different type of problems. Right. And you learn to be able to take each individual and listen to what's going on with them and use your experience and knowledge to troubleshoot their particular problem. And that's what they don't get just reading random stuff on the internet, especially from some 19, 20-year-old kid who's just regurgitating what he read from Ryan, Rollo, or any of you guys. It's unfortunate. There are, and again, I'm talking about the fitness, so I'm assuming that it applies to a lot of this, but I see it constantly. Kids.
Well, yeah, like who do you trust more, a guy who's approached 20 women or a guy who's read Rational Male 20 times and has approached 0 women? Right.
Right.
It's a great book, but like it's the great book, but like really the guy who's gone out and got rejected and came back with some notes, he's going to be the guy that you want to kind of look to see what he's experienced. Obviously, you know, work is good, but you have to, it's an abstraction unless you use it. If it's not useful, it's not red pill, and that's it. The same with fitness, right? If it's not useful information, then it's who cares? It's not, I don't give a shit.
Wait, you actually have to do the thing? Oh my god.
What a concept.
You take you take what works, you throw out what doesn't, and then you come back and swap a note into
it. Jeet Kune Do.
The Tao
is useful.
It's good shit,
gentlemen.
Yeah. So anyway, like, you know, what I'm doing this year, my plans. I got so I have a bunch of books, some already written that I need to do stuff with, but I'm writing one on positive masculine identity. Thor had brought that project up to me, so I'm gonna do that project for him, which will also teach me how to fucking publish a book, because I don't know how to do it. Like, I know how to write it, but I don't know what else to do from there.
I know a guy.
Yeah, right. You might know a guy. I know you guys all have done are in that, and I
don't know. I haven't yet, but he's sitting next to you right there.
Right. Of course, you know, and so that's, you know, that Thor has a project where he's having people write different things. He had asked me to do that one topic particularly, so I'm going to do that, and then I also have another one on relationship communication and some models that I think are going to be really useful and maybe hit the mainstream. So those things are in the works. Obviously, courses, coaching programs, and continuing with that. I'm going to work to get, I don't know, a bit more exposure. I used to not care about it, but I'd like to kind of get more things out there, because I have big hopes and dreams.
Oh,
what's that?
Be careful what you wish for. I got the Sydney Sweeney cons after me now.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. That's that. The challenge will be the exposure for what I do with mental health and performance. Okay, I'm hoping that will be what I get exposure for. But hey, we'll see. But that's the goal. Because I have big ideas. You know, we'll see what the fuck happens. But I would like, almost like the way, you know, I would like to be able to change before I'm dead the way people approach mental health and performance. You know, people approach mental health like, I'm a broken person with a diagnosis. Now I need to manage that or try to fix that. There's not a lot there for people who, hey, I'm a normal functioning person who just wants to do better, you know, and a lot of that stuff is based in awareness. What we don't understand is that most of our behaviors are automatic and habitual to include our thoughts, and they're coming from our lower brain on down, our mid and lower brain, what I call the monkey brain, right? But your neocortex is a smaller part of your brain that'll help you think through that shit. And so getting the awareness of what's going on with that neocortex, and then coming up with a behavioral plan and basically using behavioral psychology to motivate, change yourself, get results. I mean, I think that's a better model than what's more or less being promoted by the APA and counseling organizations. And I'd like that to be kind of mainstreamed, you know, at some point, at least a mainstream conversation, you know, before I'm dead, at like, just kind of like almost like red pills, kind of a conversation, right? That people know it exists. And whether they hate it or love it. But I'd like to sort of change that paradigm. I need to get out there more if I'm going to do it. So I got to figure that out because I'm not the best at figuring that part out. So we'll see.
Yeah, you'll get there, Paul.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for sharing your time with me today. I've had an absolute blast hosting the end of the year. Not gonna lie, I was nervous. But I think we pulled off a great show. Let's do some final thoughts and wrap this one up. Go ahead, Paul.
I'll start because I was talking already. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, and fuck everybody. I'm just kidding. So I'll start. Thanks for having me on, everybody, and all that shit. And I'm looking forward to this year being awesome. I did want to say, like, plug. You can get in my community for free. Links in the chat. Doesn't cost anything. You get on there. You get on a list. You can ask questions, get answers. Obviously, there's more stuff behind the paywall, but you got access to some free stuff with the free membership. So join that shit and see me on YouTube, and also subscribe to everybody's channels here and look into everybody here as an expert for their respective fields. That's it. All right.
Bye. I'm kidding. Drew, thank you very much again.
It's my pleasure. Glad to join everybody.
It's been a while. It's good to see you. Any final thoughts?
I was just going to echo what Paul said there. I guess my community isn't free, but it is the absolute best value there is in terms of the actionable information that you'll get from it. Plus, I do help people troubleshoot their workouts, their diets, and everything. And I didn't put a link in the chat, but I probably will go do that right now. And I hope everybody has an awesome 2025. And I hope to see every single person here looking absolutely jacked when we do this next year.
Wow. Doing our best. Nuke, shoot.
Forgot to mention, guys, my boring first book, I'm 30% done with it. So whenever I'm done with that, I'm going to start.
Damn it, Nuke.
What's that about?
30%.
God damn it, Nuke.
31. So I know, Rob, I know. But after that, I'm going to start working on a Red Pill manga. I feel like guys we're bored with all the, hypergamy, like, hoes and whatever. So a long time ago when I was on 4chan, I saw this really cool comic about like this guy who spent his whole life becoming better and fighting demons and all that stuff so he can get to the princess, only to find out that the princess was happy being, abducted by like the evil guy. So I'm like, that really spoke to me as a kid. And I think to get this new generation of turbo simps off of the plantation.
That's what they never tell you about Mario.
That's a really good analogy. What was that? What is that, Mario? What the fuck is that? They talking
well,
about?
I mean, a lot of media nowadays. It's like save the princess, kind of deal. But like overall, I'm choosing a setting. I'm trying to watch a lot more masculine type manga, like more of the 90s stuff, maybe City Hunter, stuff like that, so I can get in the right mindset. But for right now, that's my big project of 2025. And if you guys are in the anime community and you have suggestions or input, just hit me up on Discord and I'd be happy to take in some advice or anything like that. But thank you. That's all I got.
Be like Oda, where the female characters get thinner but bigger tits every issue, and you'll be fine.
Okay, you got it. Big titties, thin waists, and silly protagonists. Got
It's
it.
true. Every time in One Piece, every time something new comes out, the waist is slimmer, the tits are bigger. This man is a genius.
I'll do my best. I'll try to start practicing circles or something like that.
Exactly. Stony. Any final words?
Practice with her.
What, me?
Yeah, you. Any
Okay,
final
sorry, I couldn't hear you
thoughts?
cut out there.
Oh.
Enjoy yourself, man. Buy a book or two. Buy a good one. Go work out with Drew. Go pester Nuke until he finishes that damn manga I've been hearing about for a year.
God damn it, right, Nuke? Fucking write your fucking book. God damn it.
And to be fair,
Oh my
for
God,
everybody
the
out
old
there,
guy's yelling at the sky again.
we are so starved for cool shit. Do cool shit. I will praise the shit out of it.
Thank
Bring
you.
in your manga,
Thank
make
you.
cookbooks,
Yes.
Buy Rob a new Bud Light can. He probably fills it with like, you know what's funny? That's just an empty can. He fills that with like premium beer, and he just does that because he wants to look folksy. Did you know that?
It's actually the local IPA.
It's like
Ryan.
Tripper's brand new. He's been
It's
only
the
doing,
local
like,
IPA.
less than a year.
Ryan. God
I
damn it.
just want to see more people, more guys doing cool shit. I want to be entertained too. I shouldn't always have to be behind the camera. I want to be on the other side. I want to be shit talking in your chat and get banned. Like, be that guy.
Dude,
That's all I got
I'm
for
on
you.
my show. I'll ban you tomorrow.
You're more than welcome every Friday night, 10 p.m. Utah time.
Well, I
That's
can't
right.
chat in yours because everybody keeps talking about me then, and I'm like, I want to hear you guys rant about stuff. Rob's been talking for 3 years about booze, and he hasn't repeated himself once. Like, that's good.
Hey, for 4
For no
years.
cirrhosis,
Ryan's
that's really
gonna
good.
show up, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, look, it's Ryan Stone." Block.
Damn.
Yeet.
That's it for me. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Will do. Dante.
I don't know. Get off Twitter. Get off Twitter.
Yeah.
Touch grass. Get some new hobbies. Make yourself healthier, and just enjoy your lives, because there's nothing here. There's nothing here. Just the world is open to you if you go looking for it, and I hope that more and more people listening see that in 2025. So that's it for me.
Nice. Subscribe to Dante's Substack. Go there. It's good.
Subscribe to Jack's channel.
There it is.
There it is. Rob. Final
Oh man. Oh man.
Nuke already left. I mean, I think he knew what was coming.
No, he's still here. He's just, put it on mute. But seriously, no. The thing I've come to realize at this point is I see shit on social media. The Pearl said this, and Myron said that, and George said this, and Pat Stedman said that, and Rollo even said this or that or the other. How does that impact you? Okay. Most of the guys I've seen on here, and I'm not disrespecting anyone that's been on the panel or in the chat, but I have to come back to me. What's in it for me? What am I about? And you guys get all caught up in whatever horse shit. And I'm like, that has no impact on me. That has no impact on my personal life. And so, fuck it. I don't care what this guy said or that guy said or this woman said, because unless they're in my personal life, my personal sphere, they have no impact on me. So I don't care what they say, what they think. That's why I went, outdoors. I touched grass, as Dante said, got a bunch of radios to do a bunch of different things, because those are the things that impact my personal life, whether it's Trump or somebody else, your God Emperor, whoever it is. As gas prices go up, they go down. Hey, we still have to pay property tax. We still have to register our cars. Nothing is truly yours. Let's be honest about the United States. Nothing is truly yours.
Say the lie.
You may have, shut up, Jack. You may have, paid off the bank, so the bank's not going to repossess your car or your house. You still got to pay property tax. And then that's not bitter. It's reality that nothing you have is truly yours. You still have to pay for it. So unless it impacts your personal daily life, who fucking cares? Who cares who's dating whom? Who cares what this guy thinks or that woman thinks? Unless it affects your daily life, why do you fucking care? That's where I'm like, I don't care about any of this shit. That's it for me. There's my 2 cents.
Say the
We
line.
care about you, Rob, though.
Say
We
the
care about
line,
you.
Rob. Say the line, Rob.
Say the line. Say the
Say the
line.
line, Rob.
Is changed for you.
Can
You
we
need to
be
be
careful
drunker.
with
You need
that
to be
one?
drunker.
Motherfucker, sit down, shut up, stay in your own lane.
What does Cappy have a jar of?
I didn't get that memo.
What does Cappy have a jar of?
Cappy's got a jar.
Oh, not the cum jar. I hope.
Somewhere.
Ah.
It's the only way that dog could tolerate him.
I'm too tall for that.
Look, here's the truth. The truth is that there's nothing in it for Rob anymore. That's the truth.
Except
Rob is an old piece of shit. He's shit out of luck. He's an old fuck. He doesn't have a chance anymore. He's older. He's 20 years older than me.
Oh man. You know what? I am so glad Nick showed up for the end, because now I can die a happy man.
This is the first time I could get Rob to talk to me in like 6 months. Ever since he kicked me off, let him burn. He won't even return my calls anymore.
Dude, who are you?
Exactly.
You're supposed to have a speaking part, Nick. You're supposed to sit there and nod when Rob goes on one of his rants. Don't you know?
I've been doing that for 5 years.
Is this my show so I can ban Ryan? God damn it.
I'll tell you what, I really miss Rob's piss water fueled rants. Nobody does it as aesthetically pleasing as he does. So
Keep sucking, Nick. Keep sucking. Yeah.
Jesus. Nick, any final thoughts? Thanks for hopping up at the end. But any final thoughts?
enjoy the recline and fuck it and roll. That's all I got, man.
Fuck it and roll. There we go. Gov?
I don't have anything to add. I've got my links up in the comments somewhere, but they can find it. I'm too lazy to mention them all.
You'll be fine. Glad you could make it.
Oh,
Stripper.
me too.
Hey, what's going on?
Any final thoughts?
No, not really. I'm just going into 2025 doing the same shit I always do. I completely agree with Rob, though. Like, honestly, shit online, who gives a fuck? Like, live your life, do your thing, get laid, make money, fucking find hobbies, chill. Like, yeah, just stop being fucking online. It means really nothing.
Oh yeah, hey, subscribe to my Substack. I always forget self-promotion. Subscribe to my fucking Substack because it'll make your dick grow and your brain grow.
You'll be a
He can write. That's the thing. It's engaging, entertaining. It's rare.
Yep, it's true. As for me, again, thank all of you for making the time today. We had a great show today. We had one more super chat before I forget. Nonstop Dre with the $2. What a way to end the year, by the way, with Nonstop Dre, because who else? Couch First Philosophy book is coming in 2020.
God damn, this guy has $2. I'm changing it from $5 to $2 super chats from this fucking guy.
The 4-arm manifesto is coming
So much
out.
heartfelt. It's
Fall
hard to
2025.
Again, guys, it's been an awesome show. As for me, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below your thoughts of this show, and subscribe to my Substack. A new essay just came out this morning. It's the top 10 of 2024. 2024 started out rough, but we're here, and we're going to keep on winning, and it's going to be great. Again, thank you all for showing up, and see you next time on Rule Zero.